What's going on, guys? Hope you all doing good. I'm doing all right. You may recognize me from my last YouTube video, or you may know me from TikTok or any other social media. You may not know me at all. You may know me in real life. However it be, welcome, I guess. I'm making this video because I think this is important for me to do. I think if I don't do this, I won't make it anywhere, at least where I want to be. So I'm taking the step to finally make this video and take accountability for what I need to. I hate the man I have become, and I need to change. I'm very different from how I thought I was going to be as a kid. As a kid, I've always seen myself as this super nice, joyful kid. You know, I grew up in a very abusive household. My mom was very physically abusive, and because of that, I would definitely look down on myself, thinking I would deserve those things, thinking I deserved to be treated the way I was, and I know I didn't. But even whenever I'm in my lowest moments, I can't constantly remind myself that, and it sucks. And I know a lot of other people struggle with this. This isn't just a me thing. This is everybody, you know? And it's unfortunate that we get in life situations like this. I want to make this video because I need to take accountability for myself, and I don't want other people to feel bad for me. I don't want people to look at this video and have sympathy for me or tell me it's okay or what I did wasn't bad. No, I'm not looking for that. I'm doing this because I want to have something to look back on and remind myself I need to keep pushing. I need something to hold me accountable to this, and I can't hold myself accountable. I don't know why, but I physically can't. The only way I can think of doing it is putting myself in the most public eye I can think of so other people can hold me accountable. Even if 0 people watch this video, that's still one person in my mind holding me accountable. That may be stupid. In this video, I want to talk about a few things in my life that I've struggled with because maybe others struggle with it, and if so, I would love to help them. You know, I would help them understand why they may go through this or how to treat it maybe, or even, you know, I'm going to be making future videos and updates with this. So, I mean, maybe they just want to come on along the journey and try to improve with me. I'm not going to be doing much editing in this video. If I have to walk away from the camera because my dogs or something, I'll do that. But other than that, I don't really want to cut anything because I want this to be as honest and as true to me as possible. Yeah, I think the first thing I want to mention is the thing that disappoints me the most about myself is probably my addiction. I have a really strong addiction towards video games and marijuana. I'm over 18, you know. I'm over 18, don't have a license, don't got a job. So, you know, I'm a deadbeat. I hate to say it, but I'm a fucking deadbeat. I look at myself as a deadbeat. Whenever my friends ask me to hang out, it always sucks because I have to get picked up. I can't just drive there. I can't walk there because they live so far. Shit like that sucks, you know, and it beats me up. And then, like, they'll make jokes about it. And I'm a dude, so, like, of course my friends are going to make rage bait jokes and offensive jokes to each other. And it'll get to me, but I can't really say much because, like, they're not the type of people to understand that type of thing, you know? They don't understand that, like, oh, you know, the depression is a thing. Like, a lot of them just think depression's a made-up concept. Like, not that they think it's made up, just that, like, oh, it's not that bad. You can get through it, blah, blah, blah. It sucks. And due to my depression and anxiety, I started smoking marijuana when I was younger. And still do it to this day, which I found a passion for it, and I'm really happy about that. I've always struggled to find something that I'm going to spend my life doing. I'm very scared of my future, to be honest. I don't know where I'm going to be when I'm older. Knowing that I have something that at least on the best shit happens ever, I'll go down this path. If worst case scenario happens, I'm going down another path and I don't know and I'm lost again. But if best case scenario happens, I'll be in a growery selling to dispensaries, you know? Like, I have a genuine passion for this. And I mean, is that from my addiction? Probably, but I mean, if it wasn't for it, I wouldn't have been here. I don't plan to stop smoking, ever. Unless, like, for some reason I get, like, lung cancer or something. then maybe. But like other than that, I don't see myself stop smoking. Same with gaming. I will always play video games. I used video games as my escape whenever I was with my mom. My mom would constantly hit me, and then I would go play my game. Skylanders was a big one for me. Terraria, Minecraft, a bunch of different games, to be honest. I have a very strong attachment to them, and video games have shaped me to be the person I am today, which is ironic because I'm talking about not liking who I am, and it saved my life on countless occasions. So it's two things that I'm very strongly attached to, and I would say addicted to. But it's all right. I used to have a very bad issue with needing women's attention to a point where I would say it was addictive. I would, I would never purposefully hurt anybody. Like I never went out of my way to find a woman to manipulate or anything. Never anything like that. But there was definitely times where I was in a relationship and it was very abusive, and I was not. It's not like I was innocent, you know. My year plus long relationship, me and her were constantly arguing, and I would be very aggressive, not physically or anything. I've never hit anybody, but I would speak very aggressively to her because she would get so under my skin. And after months and months of being away from there, I've realized that it did seem like she was getting under my skin purposefully, but at the same time, that does not excuse how I reacted and how I talked to her. And this is a perfect example. I don't want sympathy for this. I don't want people to look at this and be like, I'm sorry that you were in that relationship. No, I don't want that. I want you guys to look at this and understand that I'm trying to change. Not only trying to change, but just be a better person. I think you only get one attempt at this life, no matter how you really look at it. Even if you were into reincarnation, like Buddhists, that you still get one attempt at your life. You're reincarnated into a new life. You got to do something with this one, you know? I think it's important that we take value of our lives. And due to the trauma with my mom and my dad, who was also abusive, mentally and not physically, never hit me. But my brain just farted, and that happens. And see, most videos I would cut that out, but I'm not doing it here because I want this to be honest. This is how I am. I do this a lot. I'll be talking about shit that's important to me, and I guess, if I'm being honest, I think part of it is because my brain blocks out trauma and will like stop me from talking about it, and it kind of sucks, you know. But what am I gonna do about it? Magically tell my body to fucking say it? No. But yeah, due to my abuse with my mom, I had to deal with a lot of woman issues. And I mean that in the sense of, I'm kind of misogynistic. And I don't mean that in like I hate women. In fact, I'm much more supportive for women rights and all this than most men. But I have this internalized part of me that whenever I was younger, I felt like, oh, you know, your mom is supposed to be the woman that you can trust, the woman that you can be, that's there for you. Well, whenever I lost that, it felt like women just couldn't be there for me. And because of that, I had a lot of woman problems and mommy issues, and I would constantly go into relationships looking for attention from women. And then after about 3 months, I would usually like break up with them. And I wouldn't block them or anything. Like I would usually try to nicely leave them and respectfully do it. But even then, I would go in with the intentions of, you know, I'm leaving at some point, and that's fucked up. That's disrespectful on my end, and I know that. I can't forgive myself for that, but what I can do is I can improve from that. So I guess that's really just what I gotta do and what I'm going to do. I haven't really talked to a woman recently in the past like 2 or 3 months. I don't care to talk about relationships anymore, or talk into relationships anymore. There's no point in it for me. I have such a fucking narrow path already. I can't get another person to try to fit in there, so it'd be too tight, you know. So I think that's definitely a big thing on me, is just addiction. I have a very addictive personality. My dad did, my mom did, everybody in my family does, and because of that, I mean, it made me very susceptible, I think that's the right word, to, I guess, just substance abuse and shit. So, but I'm not an alcoholic, and that's my father. I guess just, yeah, that's the big thing about addiction for me. I guess making friends is another thing I'm very insecure about and bothers me from who I am. As a kid, I used to have a lot of friends. I had a bunch of friends whenever I lived with my mom. In school, out of school, I could even go out, hang out with my friends. It was great. As I got older, obviously, I didn't have as many friends because as you get older, you don't have as many people you mess around with. But, it doesn't change that drastically much. But for me, it did. Eventually, I moved in with my dad, and then I had a good friend group with my dad's house as well. And then eventually, I moved in where I'm at right now, which is my brother and sister and my brother-in-laws and sisters. Oops, sorry. And this is where it's like finally a safe home, But now that it's a safe home, I got no friends. Like, I got a few friends, and I appreciate them. And I got friends online. I'm not talking about them right now. I got my friends online. I love them. But I'm talking in real life for people right now. Those type of people, I don't got many friends like that. I don't got many people that will, after work come hang out with me. Yesterday, I had a friend come over, and it made me realize, like, he's one of the only people I can actually, like, call when I'm having a bad day because he'll understand what I'm going through. And it sucks that I can't say that about other people. But, I mean, that's on me. That's not on my friends. If my friend doesn't think depression is such a serious thing, I may think that's stupid, but I'm also not going to stop being his friend because of it. Now, if he starts having that belief and, like, ruining people's days because of it, then I'll stop being his friend. But if you're just ruining my day, I don't care. I don't give a shit. People have their own beliefs. They can have them. I don't care if they want to have them around me, but don't have them around other people that don't want to hear it. It's important to me that you make people feel like they are allowed to feel the way they are. I can't think of the word. I have a very terrible vocabulary. I meant to say that at the beginning of this. So if I say any words incorrectly or use them or wrong, I apologize. I don't mean for that to happen. But yeah, I struggle to make friends in person, I'm into Magic the Gathering, and as you guys probably know, Magic the Gathering is a very friend-based card game. You usually play it with friends. Sometimes play it with randoms in, like, a card shop or something, but I can't bring myself to do that. I can't bring myself to go sit down at the table and play with a random because I don't even know enough of the rules that I'm confident I can play it, but I'm worried that if I mess up one time, I'll get made fun of. And I know I won't. I know I won't get made fun of. The dude will probably just be like, yo, you made a mistake here. This is what you're supposed to do. But for me, I can't tell myself that in the moment. I can't get myself to sit down at that chair. And then whenever I do sit down, if I was to sit down, whenever I do get in that moment of panic, I'm going to start freaking the fuck out and then eventually walk out probably. Sorry. So yeah, friends is a big thing for me. I have a good amount of online friends. There's one particular one that is the only friend other than the one I was over yesterday that I told I'm making this video. And I don't want to drop his name for obvious reasons, so we're just going to call him Brian. So Brian is pretty cool. Brian saved my life in a few times. There was a few times where I was like not wanting to, end it. Well, no, I wanted to end it, but I wasn't going to, I don't think. But if it wasn't for Brian there, I probably would have done it. I got another friend too. His name is Ethan. Ethan's pretty cool. Ethan's kind of a dickhead. He does things that a friend wouldn't do, and because he does those things, makes me question his friendship. But I don't think he does it with bad intentions. I think he's just stupid and doesn't really see how negative some of those things are. So call it a day. I don't really go to him about personal stuff anymore for obvious reasons. That's what Brian's for. So yeah, it's a big thing for me. Another thing I guess I want to talk about is probably relationships in general. I mean, like I talked about earlier with my 1.5-year long relationship, I was very loud. I would get in arguments, and I wouldn't always scream. In fact, I don't really think I ever screamed too much. Only times I would ever scream is if like I was in an argument where she was raising her voice. I had this bad habit of raising my voice when other people raised theirs because of my dad. It's exactly what my dad did, and he always shut me down by doing that. So because of that, it's caused me to do the exact same thing, and it sucks. It's hurt me in many ways. It's negatively affected me in countless ways. It sucks, you know. But like I've said, there's not much you could do about it besides work on it now. I can't look back at the past and go, I need to fix the past. I can't. It's the fucking past. That's the point of the word. But what I can do is make sure it doesn't keep happening in the future. So I'm making this fucking video so y'all can keep me accountable, all right? I've had a lot of relationships, you know. I had a relationship, I don't know how to... I lived with this person. I'm not going to use their names. I don't want to use names. But I lived with this person because me and my sister got in an argument one day, and I ran out the house, and I walked to their house, which was 4 hours away. Or at least it was a 4-hour walk it took me. So that was pretty cool, and I lived with them for about 3 months, probably less, probably about a month or two. And at that point, I came back. I haven't left since. And I didn't do that to like intend on leaving. It was just kind of like we needed separation. I needed separation from the house because me and my sister have a lot of conflict. We're fucking siblings. It's gonna happen, you know. I mean, that relationship. A fucking alarm just went off and fucking ruined it. God damn it. It's okay. That relationship was kind of healthy. Because like, her mom was the problem, to be honest. Her mom was a very childish person. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I don't say that about adults ever. But she was very childish. And would like use emojis in like sarcastic ways because she thought she was quirky and funny. Things like that. And it's just, her mom was a problem. So like whenever I lived with her mom like liked me. It was just like as soon as you argued with her, it was a problem. But her mom was always trying to start an argument. So it's like, you're going to argue with her anyways. And at that point, I don't want to deal with that, you know. And nothing against my ex, but I can't deal with that. You're not that good of a person. Hate to say it, but I mean, I guess so. I guess. But I'm trying to think if there's any other... I guess those are really the two big relationships that are big on me. I definitely have my family, too. I guess I could talk about that. I don't really have the strongest connection to any of my family. Like my mom's side, I'm really just gone from completely, I think, Jesus Christ. And my dad's side, I talk to a few, and the people I do talk to, I love deeply. And I care about them, but at the same time, I care about them, but I don't care to be in their life because I don't want to ruin it, or like I don't want to affect it, you know, with my existence. As negative or corny as that sounds. So it's just something it's just something to me, you know. And I think family's important, but I also think family is just who you keep close to, not the people that you're born with. I think if we just said family was who we're born with, then that's a very like fucked sentence. Because at that point, then I'm forced to be family with the people that beat me, and I'm not okay with being family with my mom, you know? My mom was very abusive, and I'm not cool with being family with somebody who's abusive. And it sucks not having my mom, you know? It sucks not having a dad. Even sucks whenever people make the jokes of like, you probably have no dad, and it's like, yeah, you're right. And it's like, in my head, I laugh, you know, I joke around about it, but it gets sad sometimes. Sorry. Oh, fuck. It gets sad sometimes, you know? And there's not much you can do about it. Like I've always said, I'm gonna say it 100 times this video, there's not anything I can do about it. You know, I just gotta accept that my dad's gone. I gotta accept that my mom's gone. I don't know if I'm gonna have kids. I may have kids one day, and if I do, I'm going to do so much better than my father. Even if I was to have kids right now, as much as I hate myself, I know I would still do better than my father. Because not only did he treat me bad, but he treated my sisters bad. So I have no respect for that man anymore. And I miss him a lot, but I don't care for him. I don't know where he's at. He could be dead right now to me. I'm being dead serious when I say this. He could be dead right now and I would have zero idea, and I don't care. I can't change that from him. We've tried so many times to get a relationship with him, and he'll never, ever fucking listen. He will always say, okay, honey, I'll be there this day. The last time I spoke to my dad, I called him because he was meant to pick me up for breakfast. I called him a day before to make sure that it was still in plan. His phone was on a new number, so I was like, oh, you can't call this number. And I'm like, okay, let me call the number that he originally called me on. That instantly declined, and then I never saw from him again. And it's like, that's fucked up. I assumed the person I called was just one of his friends, but fuck, come on, man. So that's a big thing for me. I got a shitty family. Honestly, I got a shitty blood family, dude. The ones I live with are great. My sister's cool as fuck. Love her. My brother-in-law is awesome. He's my best friend. You got that's about it, though. That's about it. I got my aunt. My aunt, she's pretty cool. I have an uncle that's cool. But, I don't got, whenever people saying they're going to a family event, I don't do that anymore. I don't do family events, and it sucks. But, honestly, I don't miss them. I never liked going to family events. My family was never fun to be around, besides the very few that are. And the only reason it is fun to be around there is because they had nice houses. Because I grew up poor, Grew up very poor, and because of that, whenever I went into a wealthy house, it was just, that the whole time it was enjoyable. And it's weird, living as poor as I do, because I recently realized that I'm still poor. The family I live with are poor. We're not. I thought we were doing okay for ourselves. I didn't think we were doing good. I know we have bills that we're behind on before, but I thought that was pretty normal. But no, we're fucking poor, and I'm just happy compared to what I used to live with. And my dad's house and my mom's house, they were both so abusive that even if they were to spend money on me or spend money in general, I wouldn't see it because I would just have such negative thoughts about them constantly. But now, whenever my brother-in-law buys me something or my sister takes me out for lunch, I'm like, yo, we must have the money. We're doing good, And it's not like, oh, we're spending money that we really, really need and we're going to go fucking homeless without. No, obviously not. But we're spending money in ways that I never saw before because my dad would constantly buy alcohol with it or my mom would constantly buy drugs with it. That money that they had, that small amount of spending money whenever they were poor, they would just spend it on things for themselves that I wouldn't see. And because of that, I didn't know what it was like to actually be poor in an appreciative household. Now that I do, it's so much different. It's so much different to me. And I that's big for me because I never thought I would escape that cycle. But here we are. So I guess there's that. There were a few other things I wanted to talk about. I can't really think. I knew I should have wrote them down. I put them in my notes, and then I realized I'm recording with my phone. Can't look at my notes. But I guess, a big thing I want to talk about it is just, how I want to change, I want to get my GED. I'm a dropout. I dropped out of high school in 10th grade or 9th grade. I can't remember. I dropped out because I had a lot of family problems, as you guys heard. And because of the family issues, I never paid attention in school. So my dad would keep pushing me up grades because they would be like, your son failed, and would you like us to pass him through anyways? And he'd be like, yeah. So I went up to 8th grade not knowing anything in middle school. From 5th to 6th, 7th, 8th, I didn't know anything. So at that point, whenever I even did the recovery classes, they were too challenging for me. So I just dropped out because I realized I'm just going to waste time sitting in class not doing anything than if I was to just, do it. I don't know why I gotta say this, but they put 2 stickers on this. And this is what we call ADHD. I found that weird. But yeah, no, that's shit, I forgot what I was talking. I hate ADHD. I took my meds today, and they're still not working. It's okay. Oh yeah, how I want to change. yeah, I want to work on my GED since I'm a dropout, you know. Um, it sucks. Sucks being a dropout. My friends make fun of me for it, but I kind of like it. I'll admit, the jokes about the being a dropout is funny as fuck. Because, like, I know, I'm confident that I won't go down the same path as the average dropout, or at least the stereotypical dropout. So, like, I'm pretty confident about that. But it still sucks, you know, being a dropout, being the way I am. Um, but, I mean, it's cool, I guess. It's not, just, I wish I got the education I needed. Because if I did, then I probably wouldn't be where I am right now, negatively. Uh, I wouldn't have the shitty vocabulary I have and all this in it. But I mean, there's not much I could do. Like I said 100 times over. I'm going to keep saying that because, again, I don't have a good vocabulary, so I say a lot of the same shit. But yeah, I just gotta push through and just keep pushing. I want to work on my relationship with my sister and brother-in-law. I want to try and, like, talk to them more often. I have an issue with communication. Communication is a big problem I have. I struggle to communicate the issues I'm having. And I know it's important to, because if I want to talk about how I need space or something, I need to tell them, but I can't. And it sucks because on days that I do need their attention, I won't ask for it. And the days that I need none of their attention and I need to be alone, I don't ask for it. So then they always think, oh, I just don't want their attention because I'm always in my room. I'm always in my room playing my game or something, talking to people. I'm doing stupid shit, you know, and I don't really go outside, and that's not something I'm really bothered by. You know, it definitely bothers me a little bit, but I think the only reason it bothers me is just because I know I would go outside more if I could. And I say that in the sense of, like, if I had the friends. If I had the friends that would go outside with me that I fuck with, yeah, but, like, the friends that I'm friends with right now, they aren't the type of people I try to go hang out with often, you know? I don't got that group. I bring in a lot of people that aren't similar to me, if that makes sense. You know, for example, I'm bisexual. I attract a lot of homophobic people, which is kind of shitty, but it's also kind of nice because then I'm able to show them that, like, you know, gay people aren't what you think. You just have a stereotype, and you need to learn about the other types of people in this community, you know? So, I guess that's nice. But yeah, I don't really get too many friends or anything from that. Sorry, I brain farted again. But yeah, I guess I'm just trying to think, because I don't want to end it now. I know this is probably already like 20 minutes long, but I feel like it's important that I really make this. I'm gonna make more videos like this. I'm doing this because I want to make probably like a monthly or bi-weekly update, probably. No deadline or anything. I'm not stressing myself out with it, but maybe if something big in my life happens, especially, you know, I'll make a video talking about it. Like whenever I get a job or something, I would definitely make a video updating you guys about that. I'm not making this video for views or for clout, you know? I'm doing this because I want this to be documented. I want to have something to hold me accountable. And honestly, this is just the one excuse to finally do content creation. You know, I have a passion for content creation as well, like I do marijuana, but, like, I can never see myself doing it. I can't see myself as a YouTuber. I can't see myself as a streamer. But if I was a genie came up to me right now and said, if you could be anything, what would you be? I'd probably be a YouTuber. And I don't really exactly just want to be like a YouTuber doing one thing, you know? I want to just kind of do whatever I want. I want to be like an IRL streamer, but a YouTuber, basically. You know, I'll do this today and then I'll do that tomorrow. Maybe have a gaming channel, or maybe post gaming videos on this channel, blah, 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 you know? So I definitely am intending on uploading more. And I know I said that in the last video, which I'm not deleting because I have to keep it up so it's funny seeing an R6 video right next to I Hate My Life, basically. And it shows how toxic that game is. No, but I think this is going to be good for me. I hope somebody can look at this video and relate, or is able to understand me on a better level than the average person, because nobody can really understand anybody, but we can only hope that you can only hope somebody can understand the minimum. I don't know myself, let alone anybody. Nobody knows their true self until they find it, which they never fucking do, because the whole time you're finding it, you're chasing it, you are it. You're chasing, it's like a dot. It's like a dog chasing a fucking red dot forever. And the dog thinks that red dot's a dog. No, dude, you're the dog. You're chasing nothing. But I don't know. I think it's important that we enjoy our lives, all right? I think it's important that we live our lives to the fullest. Whether it was God who gave us our life, whether it was Buddha, whether it was, actually, that's not who, I don't know. Whether it was anybody, or even if it was just the weird old Big Bang Theory that we figured out with a math equation. Whatever it be, there is 1.4 billion pounds of cheese under Missouri. That's what's important. No. Whatever it be that we're alive from and born from, I can't speak. We need to just fucking live our lives. You get one chance at this shit, dude. Enjoy it, I love smoking marijuana. There's nothing that makes me happy like it. And it's not because I like getting high. I like the taste. I like the smell. I like the whole experience. I don't care that it may be killing me, okay? And I don't care that grandma down the street is pissed off whenever I smoke. Because the grandpa down the street loves when I smoke. All right? What I'm saying is you need to live your life to the fucking fullest. You get one chance at this shit, dude. One. It doesn't matter if we get reincarnated into another human, a dog, a fucking cat, a mouse, anything. You get one chance at this shit. Your next chance, whenever your next consciousness goes into a new body, you don't know you have a new chance. That person has a new chance. You don't. You lost that chance. There is billionaires running our country in America. And motherfuckers are worried about but my family doesn't let me do. I don't care. I do care. That's wrong. I do care. But push on. Keep going. It'll get better. I know it did for me. Took fucking, I don't know how many years. 14, 15 years for me to even slightly see an upbringing. But fuck, did it finally come and save my life. I'm not one of a kind. I will always say that. I'm going to tell you guys that because I want everybody to believe this and stick by this. You are not one of a kind. Not a single person is one of a kind. The feeling you are feeling right now, somebody else is feeling right now. There's 8 billion people on this fucking planet. You don't think one other person is feeling the exact same thing as you right now? It's happening. You got to do it, man. So, it's important that you understand that you're not one of a kind. And the reason this is important to me is because, me being one of a kind, then I don't got anybody to talk to. There's no science behind my thing. No, motherfucker, whatever you're experiencing, you're going through something somebody else has gone through, and you might be able to find out how to treat it. Whether it's mentally, physically, whatever, It's important that you, hold on. It's important that you, I forgot. It's okay, though. I think on this note, I think this is 30 minutes, I don't know. Did I talk about everything I want to talk about? I don't got a license or job. I mentioned that. I don't get a license because I have a fear of driving. And now, the fear of driving is kind of gone now, but there's a law that I misunderstood whenever I was explained it, but now that it's passed, it's kind of too late. I can't get my fucking license till I'm 21 unless I go to driving school, and I'm already pretty close, so I'm not getting my driver's license until I'm 21, So, yeah. I think that's all, though. Sorry to keep saying yeah, that's it. I guess thanks for watching. If you got this far, you know, if you did, comment in the video pickles. No, comment cheese caves. That's how I know you're a real one if you did. Yeah, I guess I'll do an update in like a week or two, talking about maybe what's going on. They probably won't be as long as this. I guess this is more just an opening up video of me wanting to talk about things that I haven't seen really anybody open up like this in a while on YouTube. So I was like, shit, let me just start my journey, you know, and let me have something to hold me accountable. So, hey, we're here. I hope you guys have a good one. You know, you guys want to see my animal? Hold on, before we leave, I gotta say what's up to my animals. All of them are sleeping, so I'm gonna wake up every single one. First, this one's I'm sorry, baby. He panicked. He got scared. But so we got this is Benji. He's a good boy, kinda. He's like he's old. He's like 7 years old. He's very fluffy. He's kind of a rag doll. But as soon as you pick him up, he'll start squealing because he's scared of being picked up at first. He was my sister, the one that I live with, my sister's mom, obviously not the same mom. I wouldn't have said that way otherwise. It was really my other sister's dog, which then went to my sister's mom, which then she passed away. And eventually we got this dog. Benji's a good boy. We love Benji. I think his full name is Benjamin Buttons, if I'm being real with y'all. I think that's awesome. Now we got my fat dog, which I don't really know how I'm gonna pick her up because she's laying like a sideways cinder block, and she basically weighs as much as a sideways. She weighs as much as a sideways cinder block. You know, I'm currently trying to lift her, but it's almost impossible. I got her. Okay. Oh Jesus Christ. Fuck. They're about the same size and like height and shit, but they're not. This one's much fatter. This one is significantly fatter. She's also really cute. I love this one. She's my favorite. He would be my favorite if he could like calm down, but he'll see a mailman and start freaking out. Not like what you think. Like he'll just start, I guess, really freaking out. He thinks like a mailman's coming in our house type shit. Yeah. And then hold on. I gotta get my cat and then the video end. Hold on, come here. Oh, she's scared as hell too. Oh my god, I thought both of you dogs were gonna move. Alright, well they got it. Hold on. Well, here's my kitty. She's not gonna, yep. They took my seat. So, you guys wanna say bye? Hey, look. Say bye to everybody. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.